Hi, I have this 21-inch Kohler self-propelled mower. It's a 6.5 and it has a smart choke and 149 cc's. Um, it has been in the shed for some time and it didn't start. So I put in new gas. Of course, I took out the old gas first and then put new gas, and I installed a new air filter and new spark plug on the side over here, but it still wouldn't start. So I think the problem is in the carburetor. I actually also previously disassembled the carburetor, and the gaskets were worn out. So I bought this new carburetor with it's with the gaskets and everything. Here it is, and I'll be disassembling it and disassembling the old one and showing you how to install the new one. You'll need a pair of pliers to crimp that gas tank, flathead screwdriver in case you need to scrape off some gaskets, a clamp to clamp the fuel line, a size 13 wrench socket, and a size 11 as well. This one is for the air filter. This one is going to be used for the exhaust. A roll of paper towels, carbs cleaner, and you'll need, of course, your new Kohler carburetor with its gaskets, a light source, and last but not least, of course, your mower. Okay, let's get started. First of all, need something to protect my knees. You gotta be safe. You're gonna be dealing with some chemicals, so you gotta wear some gloves. These are just disposable gloves. Here they are. Okay, so you saw me take off the filter cover and the filter. See, it's a new filter, but it still wouldn't work. Oh yeah, by the way, we'll show you that it's not working, just for proof, before and after. Let's put the filter back in. Okay, let's try and start it up. Okay, it's not working. By the way, this comes also with the electric starter. I'm not using it right now. The electric starter is here, and with a switch, and I charged the battery, but it still wouldn't work. So as you can see, it's not starting, even though I have fuel in here. You can see there's fuel, and even though I have oil, let's come close and you can see the oil here. So let's wipe this out. This is a oil dipstick. You can see this dot is the full. When we put it in and then we take it out, we can see that it's on the full line. So I have enough oil. So all is good. Gas is fresh and good. Filter is good. Fuel spark plug is good. It's the carburetor. Okay, so let's start disassembling. The first thing I want to do is clamp the fuel line. This is the fuel. This is your fuel tank, and the fuel comes out and into the carburetor. I'm gonna just clamp it because I don't want it spilling all the fuel. Not too hard. Okay. Take off the fuel lid. Now with a size 10, I'm gonna unscrew these two bolts. so store them in a safe place. Okay, now here's the air intake. I'm actually going to leave it intact. See, this is air comes in, and this is where air goes into the carburetor. So that's your carburetor right there. You can see the gasket is a bit old. And I'm going to show you how I can take this whole thing out. But first of all, this has a feature where you see this line here. This line, when it gets hot, when the exhaust over here gets hot, it has a mechanism to pull this in, to throttle and open up more space here to get more air in. So it becomes a less rich of a mixture. So first I need to remove this line. To remove this line, I have to come on this side, and I have to remove the bolts over here. Okay, here's some light. Here are the two bolts that I need to remove. So over there it was a size 10, here it's a bigger size. Yeah, that's right size. So now I gotta take these out. Like I said, this is the exhaust side. So here's one bolt out. Okay, now it's loose. Okay. You can see it's coming off. It's starting to get loose now. Be gentle. Okay, put these aside for a moment. This is your exhaust. You can see this is the mechanism I was talking about. So you twist it like this and you can take this out. Okay, so this is your exhaust. We're going to put that in. This is what I released. So now I can go on the other side and show you. Now I have some space to remove this. And gently, everything has to be gentle. Okay, you can see now it comes out. Okay, set this aside because we're gonna need it later. And now I need to remove this over here. This is very gentle. This is a spring mechanism. You can see the spring is over here. So I need to remove from here, and I'm gonna move it gently. Come, you can stand here. So this is what I need to remove. Okay, see, this is a spring. I took it out, and now this one can, when I turn it like this, see the turn mechanism, I turn it, and then I can lift this guy up over here. And I lifted it up. And now these two are released, and now the gasket is out. See? I'm sorry, the carburetor is out with all the gaskets and all these parts I need now. So I'm going to release this. This is your fuel line. It will drip a little bit, but that's okay. I'm gonna always have some paper handy, put it underneath, and then, okay, using this, I'm going to press on this clamp over here, like that, which releases that, and then I can pull this out gently. That's your fuel line. There we go. And now it's leaking a little bit of fuel. I caught it in the napkin. Okay, now the carburetor is totally free and time to put in the new carburetor instead. Okay, so this is the new carburetor set. I unboxed it. You can see there's multiple gaskets. These are, because this fits different models, so these are extra over here. These are extra, so I'm going to put them on the side. So you can see this is the new gasket instead of this one. Then I have the carburetor. Then I have this protective shield, which is here. And then I have this plastic piece I'm going to reuse. And then there's another gasket in here, which is this one. So let's take it out. Here it is. Old gasket. This is the one that I tried cleaning and repairing, but it just wouldn't work because it's too old and gunky and dirty. The shield. I'm gonna use this and this gasket over here. So this one's kind of stuck on. You can see it needs some work. This is old. It needs to be removed and cleaned out. So I'm gonna scrape it off now. I'll have to scrape it off. Be careful not to get any of this old gasket inside over there. And also I have some carb cleaner. So clean this out. Continue scratching these off. Okay, I removed that gasket and applied some more carb cleaner. Here's that gasket, the new version of that gasket. Gentle, you don't want to break it. And then this cover, see, it goes through those two holes. You can see that on top, this went through here, so that means you're doing it right. And then this one, and now the carburetor. Brand new carburetor. And then this last gasket over here. You're almost done. So now we need to put the wiring back, these springs and all that. So first thing, we move it while the carburetor is out a little bit, and you go in here and you hook it inside. There you go, it's hooked. That's the only way you're going to go in, from on top, and then slide it. And then this spring, hold it like this, go through here though. So now you got that. Slide that back in. This way. Here we go. Yep, there we go. See, it gets tricky sometimes. Okay, and now we need to put, remember that tough piece? We gotta put that one back in. this way. Look how easy it goes. Goes in this way. And then slightly gently turn it. Oops, I dropped it again. There we go. Again, I'm not a professional at this. This is not my job. This is the first motor I actually play with. Okay, now we go on the other side. Remember this? Okay, this is a good time to clean it up if you want. So I'm actually gonna do that, and just clean it up a little bit. This is your exhaust. You can see a lot of gunk coming off. Again, it doesn't need to be that clean out anyway, but you might as well while you're at it. Okay, so first you get this piece and you slide it in like this. Look, you go in, there you go. That held it in place. Now you need two hands here because you need to play with the bolts as well as the cover together. So look, here's the cover and here's the bolt. Slide it in there and go, look from inside here, and you gotta line it up and go in here. Tightening this up, now it's tight. And this one too. Now both are tight, locked and good, and the spring is in good shape. Whatever, it's not really a spring, sorry, whatever. It's that bar that goes across. So now the bar is good. What's remaining is to connect the fuel line. Fuel line connected. That was easy. And now you have to use that spring. Squeeze it, slide it in here. There you go. Now, one thing I'd like to do, this is a brand new carburetor. Might as well try without the carb cleaner right now. Let's give it a try. So we put back the housing for the air filter. Here's the housing for the air filter. Get those two screws back. Two bolts, I mean. That's one. Here's the other. Now we need to tighten them back on there. Okay. Maybe make it a bit tighter. Not too tight, so you don't break it. Okay, now the air filter. And the lid, the cover. Okay, now this is a clamp for the fuel. Unclamp it. Now the fuel is ready to go back in, and we're all set, ready to give it a try. Okay. Let's see what happens. It pulls itself.